Right now, without thinking about it, you want to check your phone. You might not even realize it, but somewhere in the back of your skull, there is a pull, a low hum, a small, insistent itch that says, look, just look. Maybe something is there. And the strangest part is not that you feel it. The strangest part is that the phone does not even have to buzz. Nothing has to happen. The urge arrives on its own, like a reflex you never agreed to develop. This is not a weakness. It is not a character flaw. The real reason you cannot stop checking your phone goes back much further than the iPhone. It goes back to a survival mechanism your ancestors developed hundreds of thousands of years ago. One that kept them alive in a world that could kill them without warning. And the people who designed your phone knew exactly what they were doing. Here is what no one tells you about the human brain. It is not built for certainty. It is built for uncertainty. Calibrated by millions of years of evolution, not to relax when things are calm, but to stay alert for what might change. Your ancient ancestors lived on open grasslands where threats moved fast and rewards disappeared fast. A rustle in the grass could be wind or a predator. A flash of color could be nothing or food. The brain that survived was not the brain that stayed calm. It was the brain that kept scanning. Neuroscientists call this the novelty-seeking circuit. It runs through a structure deep in your brain called the striatum, driven by a single chemical, dopamine. For decades, scientists assumed dopamine was the pleasure chemical, the reward signal. It turns out that is only half the story. In the 1990s, neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz made a discovery that rewrote everything. Studying dopamine neurons in monkeys, he noticed the dopamine spike was not happening when the monkeys received a reward. It was happening before, the moment they saw a signal that a reward might be coming. Not the reward itself, the anticipation of it. This is your brain every time you pick up your phone. It is not looking for what is there. It is chasing what might be there. The message that might be waiting. The thing someone might have said while you were not looking. Psychologist B.F. Skinner described this in the 1950s through variable ratio reinforcement. Animals that received rewards at random intervals pressed their levers obsessively, because the unpredictability itself became the point. The maybe was more powerful than the yes. Your social media feed is a lever. Your inbox is a lever. Every app with a pull to refresh gesture, a red notification badge, a number that ticks upward, is a lever built on Skinner's principle. Not by accident, by design. Go back 200,000 years. You are living in a small band of people on the African savanna. Your survival depends on knowing what is happening, who is in conflict with whom, whether you are still in good standing with the group. Evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying primate social cognition and found that the human brain grew its neocortex, the part handling complex reasoning, primarily to track the intricate web of social relationships. Your brain is a social monitoring device. It was built to run that scan continuously as a permanent subroutine of consciousness. Now imagine handing that system a device that delivers continuous social information, refreshed constantly, designed to create small spikes of social reward, followed immediately by new uncertainty. That is not a phone. That is a key that fits exactly the lock your ancestors built into your skull. Researchers Larry Rosen and Nancy Cheever showed that even when people are asked not to check their phones, anxiety rises within minutes. Not because anything bad is happening, but because the brain is running its ancestral scanning routine and finding no input. The silence itself is interpreted as a signal. Something might be out there. You should look, just to be sure. James Williams, a former Google design strategist, wrote that the attention economy does not just compete for your time, it competes for who you are. The capacity to direct your own attention is the foundation of every other freedom. Your ancestors could not stop scanning the horizon. You cannot stop scanning the feed. The horizon is gone. The feed never ends. And the part of your brain running this loop is 400 million years old, with no concept of an algorithm. This is what makes the pull so hard to resist. You are not weak. You are not failing. You are a 200,000-year-old scanning mechanism sitting inside a system built by people who studied exactly how to keep you scanning. The next time you feel the pull, you will feel it just the same. But somewhere underneath it, you might hear what it actually is. Your ancestors still watching the horizon, waiting for something that is never going to come.